Welcome back everybody. Today we're going to continue our series of episodes on how to hone a straight razor. So first episode we talk about the equipment that we need or required. This is not all inclusive. You can do it in many different ways. This is the one we're using for this particular series. And then in the second video, we talk about setting the bevel and some different techniques on stroke techniques. These are very, not specific, but they're pretty particular specific to razors. These do not work very well with like knives because of how we put the razor edge and the spine all on the stone, right? So I got the same exact razor. That bevel is set, and you guys can check out how do I identify if the bevel is set. I have a video on that. And so what we're going to do today is go to the next step. So the next step in this honing regimen that I'm doing, we went from the 1K to set the bevel, and now we're gonna go to the 4000 Naniwa, which was this one, Hayabusa, right? So here's a little not controversy, but preference. A lot of people agree that 1000 is awesome for setting the bevel. Not everybody agrees on what stone should go next in a synthetic progression. When I first started, I like to research, so I spent a long time trying to decide which stone that I want, because I saw people going from the 1K to the 5K, then to the 8K, and then to a 12K. Just an example. And then I will see the same people or other people that I thought that they were really good at honing, going from the 1K to a 3K to an 8K. And I talked a little bit about this on my Naniwa Superstone 3000 and why I chose a 3000. But so you don't have to go watch that video. Basically, I believe that the 1K work is the most important. It's the foundation for your edge, is setting that bevel. But if you set the bevel and it's great, and then you don't work that bevel, you don't do a great job in the next stone, then all you did was for naught. So for me, the 3000 made more sense because it was more effective at erasing the scratches from the 1K than a 5K was. And not every stone has or every brand has a 4000. So I wanted to go with Naniwa Superstones, and they only had 1, 3, 5. 1K, 3000, and 5000. So I had an issue. I wanted a 4000 Naniwa Superstone, but they don't make one. But they do make this one. It's a Naniwa. And this one is a 4000. So this one is a happy medium for me. Now, can you do it with a 5000 after the 1K? Absolutely. A lot of people love it. I just prefer, myself, that to have the smaller gap from the 1K to the 3K and a bigger gap on my 8K from 5K to 8K. Because what we're doing here today, and as I talk, I completely forgot. So just lap it a little bit. What I'm doing today is literally just, sharpening. So we set the bevel, meaning that we came to a point in that edge, right? Now we're gonna clean the bevel from them scratches left by the 1K. But this is where the sharpening is gonna start happening. This is the part that I like to call sharpening, because when you get to 8,000, 12,000, 15,000, 20,000 K, you're really not sharpening much. You are refining, you're polishing, you're finishing. You're not sharpening, right? It's not gonna take that much metal from the front. It's not gonna. It's gonna smooth out that bevel. That's right. So I just left a little bit of slurry there, and this is completely unnecessary. I like it because it gives you a visual. Let's see if it does. A visual on the razor for video purposes. And it also, I noticed that on this particular stone, that it allows it to stay clean longer. So it doesn't allow the stone to get clogged, and that's good, right? So if I would have gone straight to it, I would have been able to see already black markings all over the stone, and it starts clogging it, and that takes away the efficiency of the stone. And you know, it's easy to clean. You can get a cleaning little rubbing stone. You can get with your diamond plate and all that good stuff. So at this point, I at times do some half strokes. I do also circles, but I do not like to do circles very much at this stage because I don't think it's necessary with this stone. Now, when I first started honing, I used to go from 1K to a 6K, and some of you already know this. I have mentioned this before, and at that time I had to do like heavy circles, then half strokes, and you know, it took a while to erase those scratches, and I wanted to get there faster, so I did circles. I don't think circles are necessary when you're going from 1 to 3 or 1 to 4, even 1 to 5 on most stones of high quality stones. So what are we doing right now is just regular strokes. And if you're new to this, concentrate and making sure that that edge and that spine are touching, the entire time, right, as you go. I like doing sweeping motion. Sometimes I go straight back and forth. You want to keep this razor as straight as possible, meaning you don't want to rock it unless it has a smiley face, and you can check out my video on how to hone a smiley face. But even when you're doing a smiley face, you still have the spine touching and also the edge. So you always want to have that full contact the entire time, right? And all I'm doing right now is looking at the water, looking at how it rides, how I push it back and forth. And in this case, I'm already undercutting. For those that haven't heard that term, is when the blade goes under the water, it stops pushing it back and forth from the edge, but it mounts on top of the blade. And this stone is really good. At the 4K, you already start undercutting nicely. That means that your honing progress is getting there. It's getting better, right? And what I do is, when I first started, I will go about 20 strokes back and forth. So, you know, 40, 20, and 20. And then I will check how is my edge looking under a loop or a microscope. And make sure that you check prior, so you can gauge it, right? You can be you can see if those big gouges, they're not really big, but they're big on a microscope, I guess. But you can tell if they're gone, if you are smoothing it out. You always want to make sure that the water is dispersing in front of the razor all the way through. Another thing that you barely hear, you always hear, how do I know when I go to the next stone? It's like, you start learning. It's by feel. I don't count. I first started counting. They would tell me, like, I'll do 30 strokes and then go to the next stone. I don't do that anymore, and I do it by feel. But how do you learn this feel? And you have to literally concentrate and use your senses on how does it feel as you're going with the razor. How does it sound as you are doing the stroke? And if it does it sound crunchy, does it sound rough, does it sound smooth? It should sound the same here than here. It should feel the same. If it doesn't, that means at some point you neglected a portion of that razor, or you have a nick in the blade, or it could be many different things. All right, so let's get some water in there. What is that? And we're gonna do some final strokes here, and I should be good to finish off. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna dry this razor. I'm gonna wipe it or clean it, and I'm just going to clean it good with my diamond plate. Just one or two, you know, couple figure 8s or however you guys lap it. Just a little bit. Turn it. So I'm sure I'm using all the stone, and I just want water there. And this is not necessary, but I like to do it like with a lot of water, so it makes a smooth transition from this stone to my AK. I'm gonna do some nice, smooth, gentle passes, and I should be good to go for the next stone. And there you go. Boom. There you go. There you guys have it. So what's next? What is next? So from here, we're going to go to an 8,000. And I'm not doing it in this video because in that one, I want to go from the 8,000 to shaving in one stream of video. I'm not going to pause it. And you guys going to see how you can shave from an 8,000 stone. Very doable with a quality stone. So what I'm gonna do is in the next video, I'm going to go to the AK and I'm gonna finish that razor on an AK. But Rob, I seen you said that you had a 12K for to finish this razor, and I do have the 12K here, 12,000, and we are gonna finish it in this one. But what I want to do is shave off the AK. You want to shave off the AK because that will give you an idea, especially if you are starting to buy different stones and everything. You can use that as a measuring stick. Does it shave smoother than my AK? Does it shave, is it sharper than my AK? Is it you know, a more keen sensation? Is it you know, more rough? And then you can start testing your own stones and gauging it against a good AK. So that's what we're gonna do in the next one. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. It is great to do a video for you guys again. Check out my Etsy store. The link is gonna be below or here somewhere. Check out my other content and subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. See you guys later.